simbuka tara dore twungutse undi muryango koma amashubu n'ubugara simbuka tara tuhanike mu ndirimbo kagiza cuba zireba amadovize bakatuwe tugavuze mu mabaka mu bikapu kagiza tuzikunde tuzirinde tuziratira amahanga bazikunde bazisure ago bakash bagaduhe ago bakash bagaduhe Nice. Amashimeshi cyane kuri Mashirika ariko nkeneye kubona mudu twari dufite ko mbona ntayo mudu twari dufite mbere nayo amashi tuzamura amabendera yacu twari dufite mudu nziza n'ubu ngubu ndabibona ko mushobora kubikora reka tubikore amabendera yacu muyazamure zamura ibendera ryawe ari nako muhereza Mashirika imaze kudutaramira.
Applause for Mashirika. Let's give them a big round of applause for the beautiful performance that they just put out right here. This was an artistic expression of how a new mother expecting a beautiful newborn prepares with loved ones, with family. It's about pride, it's about love, it's about support, it's about protection, and that is exactly what we are going to do today as we get ready to name 20 new baby gorillas in the new gorilla family. That was an amazing performance. Lucky, what did you think?
Ndanyuzwe meze neza performance nziza ya Mashirika tugende ndetse no kubyo twagiye twumva abayobozi batandukanye bagiye batugezaho ndetse batubwira ko uyu munsi hari byinshi tumaze kugeraho hari byinshi uyu munsi abaturiye iyi parike y'ibirunga y'igihugu bamaze kubona hari iterambere ryaje ariko ibyo tugomba gukora kugira ngo turengere izi ngagi uyu munsi twita amazina umunsi ku wundi buri mwaka tuba turi hano ndetse tukanita amazina meza afite ibyo yavuze mu buzima bwacu ndetse no mu muryango w'abanyarwanda abenshi bagiye batubwira ko ni njyewe ni wowe dufite uruhare rwo kurengera aba bana b'ingagi dufite uruhare rwo kurengera ibidukikije ubukerarugendo ndetse tukamenya ko ari njyewe nawe tugomba kubyitaho nk'umunyarwanda hari abashyitsi baturutse ahantu hatandukanye Diana baje kwita amazina abana 20 ndetse n'umuryango mushya baturutse mu bihugu bitandukanye bakora ibitandukanye hari abashoramari hari abari muri film hari abaririmbyi hari abari muri fashion bose baje kugira ngo batange umusanzu wabo mu kwita izina abana 20 ndetse n'umuryango mushya uyu mwaka ku nshuro ya 18 kwita izina.
Thank you very much, Lucky. Yes, like my colleague Lucky was saying, our namers who are here, distinguished namers who are here, are from all walks of life. Footballers, sporting legends, we have media personalities, captains of industry, philanthropists, conservation champions, amongst many other backgrounds. And as we take a brief interlude to entertain you, I would like to just kindly call on the namers to get ready to approach the stage. I am very sure protocol is going to lead them as we just have a brief entertainment interlude and we get to the moment that we have all been waiting for, the naming of our new baby gorillas. Over to you, Lucky.
Arakoze cyane Diana arasaba abaje ndetse gutanga umusanzu wabo kwita abana b'ingagi 20 baturutse mu miryango itandukanye ndetse n'umuryango mushya w'ingagi arabasaba ko bari buze gutambuka bakatwegera ariko mbere yaho ndagira ngo nongere mbona amadarapo yanyu hejuru ndagira ngo muyazamure abakeneye kwakira abahanzi nzana abahanzi muri aka kanya dukeneye kubona abahanzi reka twakira aba bahanzi mu gihe abashyitsi bacu bari gutambuka baza kuri stage reka muri aka kanya twakira uyu muhanzi Senderi International Hit ari kumwe ndetse n'intore tuyisenge badufashe kugira ngo baze
diversity.
cyane Senderi International Hit ndetse n'intore tuyisenge reka tumushimire cyane ariko muzamura ibyishimo byanyu twongere tuzamure amabendera yacu kubera ko tugiye kwakira abashyitsi bacu bagiye gutanga amazina 20 y'abana b'ingagi ndetse n'umuryango mushya uri buze guhabwa izina amashyi menshi cyane kuri Senderi International Hit ndetse n'intore tuyisenge Diana.
Thank you very much, Lucky. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for, the gorilla naming ceremony by our distinguished namers, who I said earlier on are trailblazers, captains of industry, champions of conservation environment, media personalities, and so much more. I read out their names earlier on when I was introducing them, but I'm going to give a brief background about each namer as I call them on stage. Without further ado, I would like to call the first namer on stage, amongst others today, Salima Mukansanga. Let's give her a warm welcome. She's an international football referee from Rwanda, who is also a listed international referee for FIFA since 2012. Salima Mukansanga has also been named as one of the first female referees in history to officiate at the Men's FIFA World Cup. A warm welcome to you, Salima.
Amashyi menshi cyane kuri Salma Mukansanga nkuko bari bamaze kubivuga aratambuka imbere hariya narangiza yicaye.
Thank you very much. Our next namer is Stuart McGuinness, Deputy Director for International Union for the Conservation of Nature. Mr. McGuinness also is responsible for IUCN's work on ecosystem management, forests, water, gender, social policy, economics, business, and biodiversity. Our next namer is Naomi Schiff, professional racing driver and television presenter. She won the 2014 Clio Cup China Series with 7 wins from 10 races. She also won the 2018 KTM Expo Battle Sprint Championship and finished second in Endurance Championship. In 2022, Naomi became a presenter for Sky Sports, joining the Sky Sports Formula One team as an analyst. Our next namer is Sir Ian Clark Wood, chairman of the Wood Foundation. He's a Scottish businessman and philanthropist. He is best known for his work in the North Sea oil industry with the Wood Group. He and his immediate family set up the Wood Foundation, a venture philanthropy organization. We also have with us Itzhak Fisher, Chairman, Rwanda Development Board. He's an Israeli businessman who has served as the founder and general partner of Perec Ventures. He was previously Executive Vice Chairman President, Global Business Development at Nielsen Holdings. He also serves as the chairman of Rwanda Development Board. A warm welcome to you, Mr. Fisher and Madame Fisher. We also joined as a namer Dr. Cindy Descalzi Pereira, who is a philanthropist and entrepreneur. She's a chairperson of Global Events Africa. And Global Events Africa organized the first edition of Ironman 70.3 held on 14th August this year in Rubavu, which attracted 260 athletes. She also holds a PhD in human animal studies and is a philanthropist working on improving the lives of children in her country, the Republic of the Congo, and the protection of endangered species such as gorillas as well as primates. Our next name is Thomas Bills, who is the board director, sales and marketing for the Volkswagen Group, South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. Mr. Mills has worked with the Volkswagen Group since 1997. His career has spanned across Germany, the USA, and the Middle East, and he joined the Volkswagen Group in South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa in 2021. We are also joined by Youssou N'Dour, who is a Senegalese songwriter, musician, actor, businessman, and politician. Rolling Stone magazine in 2004 described him as perhaps the most famous singer alive in Senegal and in much of Africa. From April 2012 to September 2013, Mr. N'Dour was Senegal's Minister of Tourism. We're also joined by Juan Pablo Sorin, who is the Paris Saint-Germain legend. He's an Argentine former footballer and current sports broadcaster. We are also joined as a namer by Mr. Kadu Sebunya, CEO of African Wildlife. As a CEO, he oversees AWF's strategy and works with governments, African Union, the private sector, international organizations, and civil society to raise awareness of ecosystems, wildlife, and wildlands in socioeconomic development. We are also joined by Louise Mushikiwabo, Secretary General of the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie. She's the fourth and current Secretary General of OIF. She previously served as a Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation in Rwanda from 2009 to 2018. Thank you. We're also joined by Dr. Evan Antin, veterinarian and TV presenter and TV personality. His Animal Planet show, Even Goes Wild, is an educational TV series where he travels around the world to chase after his wildlife bucket list. He brings his passion to wildlife to each adventure and lends a hand to animals in need. We also have with us Neri Buckspan, Managing Director, Standard & Poor's Credit Market Service. Mr. Buckspan is a professor at Columbia University in New York, a recently retired senior partner at EY, and a recent investor in Rwandan business. He's joined by his wife, Limi. A warm welcome. We also have with us Laureen Powell-Jobs, founder and president of the Emerson Collective. This is an organization that uses philanthropy, investment, arts and culture, and convening to create opportunities and build solutions to inspire lasting change in education, the environment, immigration, and health equity. A warm welcome to you, Laureen. We are also joined by Dr. Frank I. Luntz, founder and president, Luntz Global. Dr. Frank Luntz is a professor at 3 American universities and teaches across the globe. He has authored 3 New York Times bestsellers and provides commentary for the BBC and for news networks across the globe. We also have with us Uzomaka Nwaneka Aduba, an American actress. She has received 3 Primetime Emmy Awards and 5 Screen Actor Guild Awards. She also received 3 Golden Globe Award nominations and a Tony Award nomination. Welcome. We are also joined by Gilberto Silva, Arsenal Football Club legend. He's a Brazilian former professional footballer who played as a defensive midfielder, most notably for the English Premier League club Arsenal and the Brazil national team. We are also joined by Moses Turahirwa, creative director of Motions, a leading Rwandan luxury fashion brand that designs contemporary clothing and accessories inspired by local craftsmanship, cultural heritage, and celebrates Rwandan traditional art through its reimagined contemporary design. Welcome. We are also joined by Didier Drogba, football legend. Didier Yves Drogba Tebili is an Ivorian retired professional footballer who played as a striker. He's an all-time top scorer and former captain of the Ivory Coast national team. Welcome. And last but not least, we are joined by Sauti Sol, a musical band, Afro-pop group musical band from Kenya that won the winners of Best African Group at the African Music Magazine Awards in 2015, as well as winning an MTV Emma Award for Best African Act in 2014. A warm welcome to you, Sauti Sol. Thank you very much. As they're seated here, in the order in which they came in is also the order in which they will name our very new, beautiful, adorable baby gorillas. And without further ado, I'm going to ask Salma Mukansanga, international football referee, to name the gorillas. But before that, we have a special guest as well, who is a namer of the gorillas. And this namer of the gorillas is none other than His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales. We are going to watch his naming through a video on our screens, but before we do, I would like to just as well give a brief background. For over 50 years, the Prince of Wales has used his unique position to champion action for a sustainable future. In the context of global challenges that include the climate crisis, deforestation, ocean pollution, the Prince has adopted sustainability to ensure that the natural assets upon which we all depend endure for future generations. Our first namer for today, therefore, is His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, and I kindly ask you to direct your eyes to our screens where we listen to his special naming message on our screens through a video message. Thank you.
Your Excellency, distinguished namers, friends in Rwanda, Muraho, I am most touched to have been asked by the Rwandan Development Board to name a baby gorilla at this year's Kwita Izina ceremony. I had the great pleasure of visiting Rwanda during the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in June this year where I heard about the remarkable conservation work that Rwanda has carried out and continues to carry out to safeguard wildlife for generations to come. Rwanda is embarking on an ambitious project to expand Africa's oldest national park, Volcanoes National Park. This once-in-a-generation initiative will expand the park by approximately 23%. This expansion of the Volcanoes National Park will, I hope, ensure a bright future for the mountain gorillas that call it home. The baby I'll be naming is a male baby gorilla born on the 29th of April 2022 from the Muhozai family to its mother Agasaro. The name I give him is Ubguzuzanwe, which means harmony, since the restoration of harmony and balance between nature, people and planet is the most critical issue facing humanity that we must tackle with extreme urgency. Otherwise, these and other magnificent creatures and their precious habitats will be lost forever.
ubwami by'ubwongereza arakoze nyiricyubahiro kuba yitabiriye umuhango akaba anaduhereye umwana izina.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, the weather seems to be taking a turn, so I'm going to kindly ask all our namers to be a bit quick as possible in the naming so we don't get caught up in the rain. I thought earlier on the weather was too good to be true, so let's make the most of it before we get caught in the rain. So let's try and be a bit quick. Starting with our first namer for today is international football referee Salima Mukansanga. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Nyakubahwa Minisitiri w'Intebe w'u Rwanda, Nyakubahwa Madamu wa Perezida wa Repubulika y'u Rwanda, Banyakubahwa bayobozi mu nzego zitandukanye, Banyakubahwa bashitsi bari aha ngaha, Banyarwanda, Banyarwandakazi, muraho. Umwana w'ingagi ngiye guha izina ni umwana w'umukobwa wavutse tariki 15 Nzeri 2021, akaba akomoka mu muryango Igisha ku mubyeyi Ubuntu, nkaba namuhaye izina Kwibohora. Iri zina narihisemo kugira ngo nerekane uruhare rwo kwibohora no kwisanzura nk'umusingi wo kubungabunga ibidukikije n'iterambere ry'ubukerarugendo. Murakoze, murakarama.
Arakoze cyane Salma, izina duhaye twese turyishimire Kwibohora, akaba ari ryo zina ageneye umwana w'ingagi.
Thank you very much. For those who don't understand Kinyarwanda, Salima's baby gorilla, it's a female, and she decided to name her Kwibohora. In Kinyarwanda, that means liberation. Thank you very much, Salima. Our next namer is Mr. Stuart McGuinness, Deputy Director, International Union for the Conservation of Nature.
Distinguished namers, friends in Rwanda, Muraho. I am honored to have been invited to name a baby gorilla at this beautiful ceremony. The baby mountain gorilla that I will be naming was born on the 21st of January 2022 at the Musirikare family to its mother, Bukima. The name I give him is Nirindekwe, which means its protector. The name was chosen to celebrate the protective nature of mountain gorillas and their role as guardians of their forest habitat. Together, we should commit to continue protecting the precious wildlife and one another.
Thank you very much, Stuart McGinnis, Deputy Director General of IUCN. Our next namer is Naomi Schiff, professional racing driver and television presenter.
Honorable guests, fellow namers, everybody here today, and those of you watching at home, muraho. I'm incredibly honored to be here today, a special day for everybody I can imagine, but a special day for me because it's a day that brings me back to my roots. It also just became a little bit more special because I just became an aunt for the second time a few minutes ago. But of course, we are here to name these beautiful baby gorillas. The baby gorilla I'm going to name today is a baby girl. Her mother's name is Akamaro, and the name that I've chosen to give her is Imbaduko. She comes from the Kureba family, and this name means vivacity. The name was chosen to celebrate the unwavering commitment of the Rwandan people to the protection of the mountain gorillas. So to everyone involved in protecting these precious animals, I thank you.
arakoze cyane izina haye umwana wacu w'ingagi akaba avuze ati twese dufite uruhare kugira ngo tubungabunge ubuzima bwazo ndetse n'uyu munsi turi hano tugomba gukora ibishoboka byose kugira ngo aba bana bavuka ndetse buri mwaka tuba twita abana bashya amazina aba ari byiza kugira ngo dukomeze tubungabunge ubuzima bwabo.
Thank you very much, Lucky, and to you, Naomi. Our next namer is Sir Ian Clark Wood, Chairman of the Wood Foundation.
Distinguished namers, friends in Rwanda, hello and muraho. It's a great honor and pleasure to play a role in today's very important event. I visited the Rwandan gorillas some 5 years ago with my family, and it proved to be one of the most enjoyable and memorable events in my life. The silverback was an amazingly all-powerful family overlord, and we felt like we were intruding into a family scene. We loved every minute of it. Many congratulations to His Excellency, the President, to the Right Honourable Prime Minister and the Rwandan Development Board for their great conservation achievements in growing their endangered gorilla population so successfully in their natural habitats. And that's a major feat. They are a very scarce, we're very lucky, they're a very scarce, unique species and precious in our animal ecosystem. So, to my main task, I'm honoured to name a baby, I'm honoured and delighted to name a baby gorilla. The baby I am naming is a a male baby gorilla born on the 9th of December 2021 from the Pablo family. And Pablo, I understand, is a really awesome silverback. And of course the mother, Guire. The name I give him is Ubu Sujire, which means integrity. And I really love and admire integrity, and I think it's a great name to give a young gorilla. And clearly the name was chosen to celebrate the effort of communities and conservationists to protect and ensure the integrity of Rwanda's gorilla population and the biodiversity of the national parks. I guess just to finish, sadly I'm not going to get a chance to see my new baby gorilla on this visit, but I do spend quite a lot of time in Rwanda with the Wood Foundation, heavily involved in Rwanda's tea industry, and I will certainly visit my young gorilla before long. Thank you very much indeed for this honor.
Tumushimire cyane. Izina haye umwana w'ingagi ni ubusugire, ati tugomba guharanira kugira ubusigire kandi tugomba guharanira kurinda aba bana b'ingagi n'ingagi muri rusange.
Thank you very much. Our next namer is Itzhak Fisher, Chairman, Rwanda Development Board.
Distinguished guests, my fellow namers, and all of you dear friends in Rwanda, UMUHANGO. I'm honored to name a baby gorilla at this year's Kwita Izina ceremony. The baby we will be naming is a male baby gorilla born on the 1st of August 2022 from the Rua family to his mother, UMUHANGO. We are naming him Intare, after my father-in-law, who was called Leo, which also means lion. Leo was born in a small town in Poland during World War II. The Germans sent him to a labor camp and death camp. All 45 members of the family were exterminated with the exception of his brother and one uncle. For Leo, his biggest pride was surviving genocide, having a family in America, and having future generations carry his people's legacy. The most amazing thing about him was his constant smile and his optimism. And that is what struck my wife and I in Rwanda as soon as we came down the steps of the plane on our first visit here. This place has risen from the ashes and is full of pride and forward-looking thinking people. It is exciting and vibrant and filled with both the young and old, all working to make it a miracle country. We have a special bond emerging from genocide to redemption. This name we chose also recognizes another important conservation milestone, the restocking of lions in Akagira National Park. Thank you.
Arakoze cyane, tumushimire mu gihe agiye mu byicaro bye, ari nako kandi dukomeza Diana akomeza kutubwira barugomba kwita amazina abana bacu b'ingagi. Imiryango avuga ngo itandukanye bavuyemo n'abana 20 bari kwitwa izina ndetse n'umuryango umwe mushya.
Thank you very much, Mr. and Madam Fisher. Our next namer is Dr. Cindy Descalzi Pereira, philanthropist and entrepreneur. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It is my greatest honor and privilege to be standing here today at the 18th Kwita Izina naming ceremony. I am truly moved to have been selected as one of the namers in this special day that acknowledges the importance not only of protecting, but also celebrating our wildlife. Rwanda has come a long way in the preservation of their gorillas. It is refreshing and inspiring to witness how far consideration, understanding, determination can take us. I truly value to have been chosen to be a part of this remarkable accomplishment. This ceremony reminds me once more that the most important thing for overcoming any critical situation is having hope and taking action, because every small step takes us a little bit closer to our goal. Working in conservation can be very challenging. Many projects are interrupted or abandoned because of the many obstacles. And this inevitably leads to giving up all actions, thinking there is no way out, no hope. But the truth is, there is a way out, and that way out is us with every single action we undertake. There is hope, and that hope is awakened when even just one of us starts to believe that it is possible. Every single action toward what's right draws a new path to what should be. This is what this celebration represents to me. All these little actions that were taken and that ultimately led to this immense success. For this, I really want to say thank you. Thank you for giving us hope, and thank you for showing us that it is possible to do the right thing. The baby gorilla I am naming today is a male, born on August 28, 2021. He's from the Nabara family, and his mother's name is Nansanganira. And the name I chose for him is Obuitanje, which means sacrifice. This name was chosen to recognize the selflessness and dedication of the park staff, local communities, and conservation partners to the conservation of biodiversity. Let us all continue to play our part in protecting wildlife and nature. Thank you.
Arakoze cyane izina haye umwana w'ingagi n'ubwitange ati kandi mbituye abitanze bose kugira ngo uyu munsi tube turi hano kandi n'igihugu kiri gutera imbere. Ubwitange niryo zina ahaye uyu mwana w'ingagi ku nshuro ya 18 aho turi kwita abana 20 abana b'ingagi ndetse n'umuryango mushya.
Our next namer is Thomas Mills, Board Director, Sales and Marketing at the Volkswagen Group, South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa.
Muraho, people of Rwanda and friends of Rwanda, an amazing country, and thanks for the invitation.
I'm very honored today to give a gorilla baby a new name. This gorilla baby
was born on 10th of June 2022. It was part of the family of Noheli and the mother Ruhuka, which is Christmas and relax. And how else can you name this baby other than Ruran Jendwa? The hospitality that is the key for Rwanda and the people here in Rwanda. Thank you very much. I really appreciate to have this honor. Thank you.
Arakoze cyane izina ahaye umwana w'ingagi ni ruragendwa ati igihugu kiragendwa yanatangiye avuga ko igihugu ari cyiza akaba ahaye umwana w'ingagi izina ruragendwa ati kubera uburyo twakira abashyitsi bacu mu Rwanda ati n'u Rwanda rugendwa ati izina ntanze rero ni ruragendwa.
Thank you very much. Our next namer is Yusundor, musician. A warm welcome.
Wo birima fumu yendu mayendu fuyendo nane wo birima fumu yendu mayendu fuyendo nane. Happy to be here. Hello everyone. Bonjour à tous. Merci beaucoup. J'ai le grand honneur de nommer un bébé gorille de la cérémonie Kwita Izina. Le bébé que je nommerai est un bébé gorille mâle, né le 31 mai 2022 de la famille ABANA à sa mère UMUHANGO. Le nom que je lui donne est Ok. Le nom que je lui donne est Hiro Riro, ce qui signifie centre tournant. Ce nom a été choisi pour représenter le Rwanda comme un centre tournant multisectoriel. Happy Kwita Izina Day. Thank you so much.
Arakoze cyane kuba ahaye izina umwana w'ingagi y'Isunduru.
Our next namer is Juan Pablo Sorin, Paris Saint-Germain legend. A warm welcome.
Distinguished namers, friends in Rwanda, hello, buen dia, bonjour, c'est un grand plaisir d'être ici avec vous. Et aussi, Uraho, c'est bien, hein? I'm honored to name a baby gorilla at this year's Kwita Izina ceremony. The baby I will be naming is a female baby gorilla born on the 13th December 2021 from the Noheli family. To its mother, Ungwe. The name I give her is Ikuso. Which means admirable. This name was chosen to recognize the admirable and noble nature of the mountain gorillas. I say thank you so much to Paris Saint-Germain for this opportunity and the people in Rwanda. Beautiful and wonderful country, lovely people. Desde la Argentina, desde toda Sudamérica, queremos abrazar a todo el pueblo de África y a toda la gente de Ruanda. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Morakase.
Arakoze cyane yatangiye avuga ati ngiye gutanga izina ngiye gutanga n'izina ryiza izina atanze ni ikuzo ati niryo nahisemo guha umwana w'ingagi uyu munsi ariko ndashimira Paris Saint-Germain yatumye ngera hano ndashimira u Rwanda igihugu cyiza ndetse n'abaturage beza ariko asoreshe ku magambo ari mu rurimi rw'icyesipanyol avuga ati Argentine igihugu cyanjye Amerika y'Epfo turahobera Afrika turahobera n'u Rwanda.
Our next namer is Mr. Kadu Sebunya, CEO, African Wildlife Foundation.
Distinguished guests, fellow neighbors, friends and conservation partners, it's indeed an honor to be here with you today and a great pleasure to play this important role of welcoming a new generation through the naming of a baby gorilla. The baby I'll be naming is a female baby gorilla born on 13th of September 2021 from a Mutobo family, and his mother is Igitanzangza. The name I give her is Itatezuka. Which means resilient. This name was chosen to highlight the importance of the collective responsibility in ensuring successful conservation efforts. And to speak directly to Itatezuka, my baby, you are now the third person in my family. And you spell and demonstrate the excellent partnership the African Wildlife Foundation is having with the Rwanda Development Board and our work to ensure that the babies, these gorillas, have a home and we expand the park in order to accommodate the next generation of naming, and I'm happy to be part of the partner to this government of Rwanda. Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting us.
Arakoze cyane asoreje ku magambo akomeye cyane ati tuzakora ibishoboka byose ku buryo tugomba kwagura iki gikorwa cyo kwita izina kubera ko ari igikorwa cyiza kuri twese ndetse no ku Rwanda ati nzakora ibishoboka byose kugira ngo ntange umusanzu wanjye mu gukomeza kwita abana b'ingagi amazina.
Our next namer is Louise Mushikiwabo, Secretary General of the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie.
Merci beaucoup. Très distingués invités, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Madame la Première Dame, fellow namers, I think we're a fantastic group. Si bien c'est. Baturage ba Kinigi no muri iyi ntara ndabaramukije cyane. Nari nkumbuye ingagi ariko nari mbakumbuye cyane namwe. It is wonderful to be here today. It is a great, unforgettable moment for me to be able to give a name to this baby gorilla. Mon petit bébé vient de la famille Ntambara. Il va mu muryango Ntambara. Nyina yitwa Urahirwa, c'est le nom de la maman. Izina mpaye uyu mwana ni turi kumwe. Turi kumwe is a very significant expression and name today. It means we are and we stay together. It is significant for us as Rwandans because it's an important choice we have made to go over and bypass our history and stay together as a people. And we're doing the same with this collective responsibility in ensuring successful conservation efforts. Iri zina rero genda umva ari ryo riryoshye cyane uno munsi. Uyu mwana witwa Turi kumwe yavutse ku itariki ya 8 z'ukwezi kwa 4 muri uyu mwaka wa 2022, born on April 8th, 2022. Turi kumwe n'akabebe keza cyane. Namwise Turi kumwe ariko najya aza gusura nyina mu batisi mu Bufaransa nzajya muhamagara on est ensemble kugira ngo abaturanyi bamenye byo turimo. Ndashimira cyane abagize uruhare mu gutegura uyu munsi utagira ukusa. Je suis extrêmement honorée. Merci infiniment.
Arakoze cyane tumushimire amashyi menshi cyane. Arakoze cyane. Turi kumwe Diana.
Our next presenter is Dr. Evan Anton, veterinarian and television presenter and personality.
Thank you. Muraho. You know, for me, it's an understatement to say I'm honored to be here, be naming a baby gorilla, the Kwita Izina, be amongst all these incredible and impressive fellow namers, and to be with all of you beautiful Rwandans, all you locals living here, supporting the wildlife. It means so much. As a wildlife veterinarian, I've been very fortunate to work with wildlife in 6 out of 7 continents, including dozens of African countries. And if I've learned one thing, it's that there's 3 important pillars for sustainable wildlife conservation. Excuse me. Number 1 is science and research. There's a wealth of that here happening in Rwanda with Rwandans and people from around the world. The second is community, and that's getting the community involved and they're asking for their help to conserve our wildlife. And you guys do a job that's second to none anywhere in the world. And the third is sanctuary and protection, really. And that means providing beautiful habitat, safe habitat for these animals. And when it comes to the gorilla, when you protect the gorilla, you protect all the wildlife. Everything else in this area gets to thrive, and we have complete full circle ecosystems. The baby I'm naming, he comes from the Susa family. His mother's name is Ngufu, and he'll be celebrating his first birthday on September 14th of this year. He's a little boy, and the name I've chosen for him is Igichumbi. This name translates to sanctuary because of the beautiful habitat that we have here, the unique biodiversity, and the place that these animals get to call home with all of your help, most importantly, that keeps it here. So thank you very much for letting me be a part of this. It's one of the biggest honors I've ever had in my life, and I really appreciate it.
arakoze cyane reka tumuhereza amashyi yatangiye yishimira ko ari kumwe n'abandi bavandimwe baje kwita abana b'ingagi 20 n'umuryango mushya ariko kandi avuga ko u Rwanda ari igihugu cyiza ari igihugu kandi gifite abaturage beza ndetse n'ubuyobozi bwiza ati izina mpaye umwana ni igicumbi kubera ko ahangaha turi ni igicumbi cy'ubukerarugendo.
Thank you very much. Our next namer is Neri Bookspan, Managing Director, Standard & Poor's Credit Market Service, and is joined by his wife, Limi. Welcome.
Thank you. Your Excellency and distinguished guest, Murahu. I'm Neri Bookspan. I'm a professor at Columbia University. I'm teaching ESG, Environmental, Social, and Governance, and I'm joined by my wife, Limi. We are honored to take part in this year's Kwita Izina ceremony and name a baby gorilla. We are also privileged to share this honor with the many distinguished guests and others, and so many purpose-driven individuals who are sharing the floor with us today. And we're especially honored to see in person what's been done here on the ground day in, day out by everyone here around us. So thank you all for doing what you're doing, for making the impossible possible and making Rwanda what it is. Thank you. The baby I will be naming is a female baby gorilla, born on the 15th of August, 2021. She was born to the Musilikali family, to its mother, Ubufatanie. The name we chose for her is Indan Gaga Chiro. The meaning is quite important. The meaning is value. The name was chosen to signify the value Rwanda attaches to preservation and conservation. The values that we all choose define signify the goals that we choose, as well as the journeys we choose to achieve them, signify our life. May this baby gorilla be the symbol of this value. Thank you all for including us in this meaningful event and celebration. Toda rabba, shalom, thank you, goodbye. We'll be back.
arakoze cyane izina haye umwana w'ingagi ni intangagaciro ati niryo zina nahisemo n'umuryango wanje kugira ngo dutange izina.
Thank you very much. Our next namer is Laureen Powell Jobs, founder and president of the Emerson Collective.
Thank you. Distinguished guests and friends, Muraho.
I'm honored and overjoyed to name a baby gorilla at this year's Kwita Izina. The baby that I will be naming is a male gorilla, born October 4th, 2021, to his mother, UMUHANGO, in the Susa family. The name I give to him is Muganga Muiza. It means good doctor. The name Muganga Muiza, the good doctor, was chosen to honor the late Dr. Paul Farmer, a great friend to Rwanda and a great friend to me. Paul's vision for a more just and equitable world lives on here in the University of Global Health Equity and its remarkable students. I had the good fortune of meeting with them yesterday, and the change that they will make across this country is profound. The work, too, of Partners in Health and healthy communities around the world and all the species thriving in them. As Paul's legacy flourishes, so will his namesake. I look forward to trekking and visiting Muganga Muiza and his family here in their home in Volcanoes National Park. Merci beaucoup pour cette opportunité. C'est un grand honneur. Et murakoze cyane.
Murakoze cyane, amashyi menshi. Ati umwana muhaye izina rya Muganga Mwiza, ati kandi nzajya ngaruka umunsi ku wundi kumusura n'umuryango we.
Our next namer is Dr. Frank Luntz, founder and president, Luntz Global.
Thank you. Muraho. 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 Distinguished guests, my fellow namers, and all of you dear friends in Rwanda, I'm very honored to be among this special group of namers at this year's Kwita Izina ceremony. The baby I will be naming is a female baby gorilla born on the 10th of January 2022 from the Suha family to its mother, Tamu. And if I mispronounce the name, she can't pronounce my name either. The name I give her is Bahu, let me try again, Baho Chere Kaizu. Baho Chere Kaizu, which means live. This name was chosen to highlight how Rwanda puts the environment at the heart of its national development and its vision to be a climate-resilient, carbon-neutral nation by 2050. The hopes and dreams we all have for Baho Chere Kaizu and her family is a living, breathing monument, a testament to what can happen to humankind when we place hate with hard work, loathing with love, and division with dedication. Like our own children, we wish for this baby gorilla to grow up strong, healthy, and happy. Like the people of this great nation, we wish her to have no limits, no barriers, and no boundaries. Because of Rwanda's commitment to truth, to repair, and to reconciliation, you have built a society of praise and pride. And if Rwanda can accomplish this much in 28 years, imagine what the next 28 years will bring. But this is not a dream. This is Rwanda today. May God bless Baho Chere Kaizu, her family, and may God bless the great president of this country and the wonderful, wonderful people of Rwanda. Thank you very much.
Arakoze cyane. Izina ahaye umwana w'ingagi ati ndaritanze ariko ndanashimira ubuyobozi bw'igihugu, ndanashimira umukuru w'igihugu ndetse n'abanyarwanda muri rusange uyu munsi dukurikiye umuhango wo kwita izina ku nshuro ya 18.
Thank you very much, Lucky. Our next namer is Uzo Aduba, actor. Welcome.
Muraho neza. Nitwa Uzo
Aduba, and
fellow namers, friends, it is wonderful to be here with you, and I am so thrilled to have the honor of naming a baby mountain gorilla today. I will be naming a female baby born on the 4th of August, 2021, from the Noheri family to its mother, Umucho. I am very proud to have had the privilege of meeting this particularly special baby yesterday, and so it therefore gives me great pleasure and is an honor to give her the name of Imararungo, which means companion or cheerful. And this name was chosen to represent the joyful and entertaining nature of the mountain gorilla, and I look forward to visiting Imararungo, her family, and the other mountain gorillas in their home in Volcanoes National Park for many years to come. To the people of Rwanda, murakoze cyane. Thank you very much.
Murakoze cyane ati izina ndanze ni Imararungu ati nzahora kandi nza gusura uyu muryango n'umwana w'ingagi nise Imararungu.
Thank you very much. Our next namer is Gilberto Silva, Arsenal Football Club legend. A warm welcome.
Dear friends and fellow namers, it's a great honor to be here with you, all of you, be in this beautiful country where I'm very happy. From the first day I arrived here, by the way the people treat me. Thank you very much. And very happy to be part of this ceremony to name a baby gorilla at Kwita Izina ceremony. The name is a male baby gorilla. He was born on 26th of April of 2022 from Sabinho family to its mother, Omotungo. The name of him is Impanda. It means trumpet. This name was chosen to serve to call to a call action to all of us to play part in the protection and restoring biodiversity. Let us continue to play the trumpet together to raise awareness and protect our country. And congratulations all of you for the great job you have done. I visited the gorillas yesterday. I'm not going to tell to some of my friends that are going to have the experience, but it's amazing. And the job everyone is doing is fantastic. Keep going. It's my big hug from Brazil for all of South America to all of you. Thank you.
Murakoze cyane ati ejo hashize nagiye gusura ingagi ndabwira bari hano nabo bazagiye gusura ingagi ati nzagaruka gusura ingagi ati kandi ni igihugu cyiza cyane ati ndabashimiye kuba ndi kumwe namwe uyu munsi mu kwita izina ku nshuro ya 18.
Our next namer is Moses Turahirwa, Creative Director, Motions.
Abanyarwanda, abanyarwandakazi muraho neza. I feel very, very honored and very happy to name a baby gorilla today. Probably the most hyped type of feeling for a fresh new parent, right? The baby I'll be naming is a male baby. It was born on 12th of October 2021 from the Musirikale family to its mother, Izihirwa. I was like, what a coincidence. Close to Turahirwa. So niba uvukiye mu muryango w'umusirikare hari n'amahirwe hafi aho ubwo umwana yakitwa nde? So umwana w'umuhungu ndamwita Kwanda. Kwanda. This name means growth. It means also expansion. It's basically what is happening today to the whole secured country, that we are also born very lucky by just being born in Rwanda. The name was chosen to highlight Rwandans' continued growth with being not limited by any boundaries and labels. The growth of the gorilla population and the expansion of the natural habitat. Let's continue to break down boundaries and take our very own Rwanda to the world. Murakoze cyane.
Arakoze cyane. Izina ahaye umwana w'ingagi ni Kwanda. Kwanda bivuze kwaguka kugera kure cyane. Ati dukomeze twaguke nk'abanyarwanda nk'u Rwanda tumenyekanisha u Rwanda hirya no hino ku isi.
Thank you very much. We're coming towards the end of our gorilla naming ceremony. Thank you for being patient, especially with the weather. Our next namer is Didier Drogba, football legend. A warm welcome.
Excellency, dear First Lady, Excellency, Prime Minister, distinguished namers, distinguished guests, friends in Rwanda, Muraho! I am really honored to name a baby gorilla at this year's Kwita Izina ceremony. I find this initiative magnificent since it combines traditions and biodiversity conservation. Two major subjects, in my opinion. All African countries, what am I saying? The world, it's okay. Thank you. I played in the Premier League, you know, it's running every day, so this is okay. Thank you, thank you. The world should take example from these actions, whose great work in animal protection is a fine example to follow. These environmental causes are very important to me, but unfortunately, they are still too little addressed. There is an urgency for us to focus on environmental damage and biodiversity. I strongly intend to play my part to the building through my foundation and other channels in order to help our brothers and sisters on this subject and in order to help future generations. Distinguished guests, like Mr. Felix Ndagi Jimana, Director of Rwanda Programs and Karisoke Research Center said a few years ago, it is our duty to protect gorillas. In fact, like all animals in the world, they are helping to protect biodiversity at a larger scale as they play an important role in their immense environment. These large-scale grazers are a natural balance in the food chain, and without them, it would be disrupted. So the baby I will be naming is a male gorilla, born on the 28th of July, 2022. So it's like a month old, from the Muhoza family to his mother, Tuyubake. The name I give him is Ishami, which means offspring. This name was chosen to showcase the importance of the newborn gorillas as offspring that symbolize expansion and growth. Dear Excellency, once again, dear First Lady, dear Prime Minister, please send my regards to the President Kagame and to this beautiful country of Rwanda, to all these communities here, and I want to welcome again baby gorilla Ishami. Thank you very much. Murakoze.
Arakoze cyane. Izina ahaye umwana w'ingagi ni Ishami, bisobanura buri ishami haba hazavaho ibintu byinshi, ati n'intangiriro y'ibindi bintu byinshi cyane. Ishami ni ryo zina ahaye umwana w'ingagi ku nshuro ya 18.
Thank you very much. And our next namers are Sauti Soul. A warm welcome.
1, 2. Beautiful Rwandese people, muraho. Nakuomba nerea, usitoe mimba yangu we. Mungu akileta mtoto, analeta sahani yake. Huenda kawa Kagame. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Rwanda, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, fellow neighbors, friends in Rwanda, again, muraho. We are Sauti Sol from Kenya, and we are honored to name a new mountain gorilla family at this year's Kwita Izina ceremony. The family we will be naming was formed in May 2022. The name we gave the family is Kwisanga, which means to feel at home. This name is a celebration of the peaceful separation of the Kwitonda group, where both groups equally shared members. After the split, Kwisanga and Kwitonda have met a couple of times and interacted peacefully, allowing members from two families to meet and socialize. We have been to this great republic many times, and we always feel at home. Thank you, and happy Kwita Izina Day. God bless Rwanda. Murakoze cyane.
Kugaruka mu rugo, twishimira kugaruka mu Rwanda. Ati Imana ikomeze irinde iki gihugu kandi ikomeze ifashe u Rwanda. Turabakunda cyane.
Thank you very, very, very much for gracing us with your presence today in the ultimate celebration of conservation. A warm welcome to our neighbors, everybody. Let's give them a warm round of applause for naming our baby gorillas on the 18th edition of Kwita Izina.
Amashi menshi cyane tubereke tuzamurana ya madarapo yacu kwa kundi twabigenje mbere tubashimire ku mashi menshi ruguru no hepfo tubereke ko bakoze akazi keza ko baje mu muhango wacu. Uyu muhango ni umuco w'Abanyarwanda. Iyo umwana avutse umubyeyi atumira inshuti n'abavandimwe n'abaturanyi n'umuryango mugari kugira ngo wite izina umwana urememo igihango ndetse bazane n'inshingano zo kurera uwo mwana kugira ngo azakure neza. Ibyo bakoze rero natwe turi umuryango mugari wo kumenya amazina y'abana 20 n'umuryango mushya no kubarengera kugira ngo bazabeho neza bazakure neza. Nayo mpamvu twazanye abantu nk'aba ngaba kugira ngo bite izina abana 20 n'umuryango mushya ku nshuro ya 18. Batambuka tubaha amashi tuzamura amabendera yacu tubakira neza tubereka ko bakoze akazi keza. Tuyazamure nyabone hejuru. Zamura amabendera yawe, zamura idarapo ryawe, zamura. Urakoze cyane. Tukomeze tubakire neza. Amazina abana 20 n'umuryango mushya. Umunsi wo kwita izina ugenze neza nk'uko mu muco w'Abanyarwanda umubyeyi yabyaye yita umwana izina kugira ngo n'abaturanyi n'inshuti n'abavandimwe n'umuryango mugari bamenye amazina y'umwana. Uyu munsi dufite abana 20 n'umuryango mushya mu muryango w'Abanyarwanda. Byari byiza kubona abavandimwe baturutse hirya no hino ku isi baje kwita izina ku nshuro ya 18.
Thank you very much, Lucky. Thank you very much once again to our neighbors. Lucky, what was your favorite name?
Turi kumwe. Kubera ko buri iri kumwe n'umuntu uri kumwe nawe ntabwo ushobora kumubangamira ahubwo umenya ko yabayeho cyangwa se afite ikibazo bikagenda neza. Turi kumwe. That's my favorite one.
Thank you very much. My favorite gorilla name today was Kwanda, which, as they explained, is growth. And that's what's happening with our gorilla community in Rwanda. DJ, if you could please lower the music. the program is still ongoing. And Lucky, over to you to introduce our next speaker.
Muri aka kanya munyemerere twakire umuyobozi mukuru w'urwego rushinzwe iterambere RDB Claire Kamanzi atugezeho ijambo yaduteguriye kuri uyu munsi. Tumwakirana impundu tuzamura amabendera yacu kugira ngo atugezeho ijambo riza kutwereka uyu munsi icyo uvuze kuri twebwe. Reka tumwakire narangiza atugezeho ijambo ryacu kuri uyu munsi.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Rwanda, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and our guest of honor today, Honorable Ministers, Governor Northern Province, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our most distinguished Kwita Izina namers today, captains of industry, champions of conservation, esteemed partners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. One of the biggest moments in my life was the time that I understood the meaning of my name. I am sure this was the case with most of you here today. It often feels like a huge revelation of who we are and the standard and values which guide our lives. In a way, one's name is their destiny. In a name, many times, is also the aspirations and thoughts of the communities we belong to, as well as their best wishes for a bright future. In a name is a distinct identity that enables one to live a unique life. Ladies and gentlemen, our mountain gorillas are part of this unique heritage. Found only in 3 countries in the world, seeing them is a unique bucket list experience for many from all over the world. And yet, unfortunately, in 1996, IUCN had classified these creatures as critically endangered, facing a threat of extinction. The good news, however, is that in 2018, mountain gorillas were reclassified from critically endangered to endangered, a recognition of their improved well-being and owing to collective conservation efforts by all of you represented here today. So a big thank you. Right Honorable Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all the organizers of Kwita Izina, allow me to conclude by giving special thanks to the following. First, the First Lady of Rwanda. Thank you very much for being here with us today. Your Excellency, you have championed conservation through Kwita Izina from the very first edition in 2005, where together with His Excellency the President, you gave names to twin babies. We are very happy to report today that they have grown into happy, healthy adults. Gieshimo is now a responsible silverback, while his sister Imano is a proud mother of 2. Second, to the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Rwanda, who is representing His Excellency the President and the government of Rwanda. Thank you for not only guaranteeing safety and stability for citizens and visitors of our country, but also for the gorillas and other wildlife. Conservation thrives where there's safety and security. And as you've already heard, we now have a good problem to solve. The growing population needs a bigger home. Third, to the namers of this year's Kwita Izina, as well as those of the past editions, thank you very much for being part of this conservation story. The babies you have named will be thrilled to keep in touch with you and show you all the things they learn as they grow. Your time and support today is invaluable and immensely appreciated. Fourth, our conservation partners. We appreciate the work that you did with us to ensure gorillas were safe during the COVID-19 pandemic and that tourism continued within this context. I am very pleased to report that all your efforts paid off. The first half of 2022 already indicated that we had reached 80% of tourism revenues pre-pandemic, while revenues of national parks, including the Volcanoes National Park, have slightly exceeded pre-pandemic levels. Recovery is underway. Fifth, thank you to the investors and philanthropists who continue to believe in our sector. Despite the pandemic, we registered total new investments in the tourism sector worth $353 million in 2020 and 2021. New additions in our tourism sector include Cleo in Karongi, Umva Lodge in Rwamagana, 4 Points in Kigali, the hot air balloon in Akagera, Ellen campus of Dian Fossey here in Kinigi, as well as the acquisition of Hotel UMUHANGO by Movenpick, a brand of Accor. All these happened during the pandemic, and there are many, many more hotels, investments, and apartments in Rwanda. Finally, I want to thank the communities living around the national parks for the exemplary support in conservation. Our conservation work aims at improving their lives too. Without the support of our communities, there simply would be no effective conservation. On that note, Your Excellencies, allow me to address the communities briefly in Kinyarwanda. Nyakubahwa Mushyitsi Mukuru, nagira ngo munyemerere nsuhuze kandi ngira icyo mbwira abaturage bateraniye hano baturiye pariki yacu y'Ibirunga. Ndavuga ibintu bibiri. Cyambere, twishimiye cyane kuba twongeye kuba turi kumwe namwe mu birori byo kwita izina uyu munsi. Mu by'ukuri twari twabakumbuye cyane. Cyakabiri, inkuru nziza mbazaniye kandi nuko nyuma y'ibihe bikomeye bya COVID-19 byagize ingaruka no ku bukerarugendo, ubu noneho ibintu bitangiye kumera neza. Ubukerarugendo bumaze kuzamuka 80% ugereranyije nuko byari bihagaze mbere ya COVID-19. Amafaranga yo muri park by'umwihariko amaze no kuharenga gato. Ni intambwe nziza cyane yo kwishimira kandi twizera ko bizakomeza gutyo. Mu gusoza rero, nagira ngo kandi mbashimire uruhare runini mukomeza kudufasha kubungabunga pariki yacu. Mugira amahoro, murakoze cyane.
Arakoze cyane umuyobozi mukuru w'urwego rushinzwe iterambere ry'igihugu RTP yatangiye ashimira nyakubahwa First Lady wakoze kubana natwe, ariko nanone akomeza anashimira abisa amazina abana b'ingagi 20 n'umuryango mushya ku nshuro ya 18, ariko asoreje ku baturage baturiye parike y'Ibirunga ati mwakoze ibyiza, mukomeze mukora ibyiza, ati kandi uyu munsi ubukerarugendo bugeze kuri 80% mbere yuko navuga ngo byikubye inshuro nyinshi uko byari bimeze mu myaka ishize.
Thank you very much, Claire, for your remarks. I would like to call on our guest of honor, final speaker for Kwita Izina 2022 18th edition. I would like to invite to share his remarks Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Rwanda, Dr. Edward Ngirente.
Twakire Ministre w'Intebe wa Repubulika y'u Rwanda, Dr. Edward Ngirente. Tumuha amashyi menshi, tuzamure n'amabendera yacu maze dukurikira ijambo yaduteguriye kuri uyu munsi wo kwita izina ku nshuro ya 18.
Murakoze cyane nyakubahwa First Lady, banyakubahwa ba Minisitiri muteraniye hano mwitabira umuhango, banyakubahwa muhagarariye ibihugu byanyu mu Rwanda, banyakubahwa mwese mwadufashe kwita amazina abana b'ingagi babaze mu nzego zitandukanye muri hano, ari inzego z'ibanze n'iza Central Government. Nagira ngo mbanze mbashimire nyine ko mwitabira umuhango kandi ukaba wagenze neza. Mu izina rya nyakubahwa Perezida Kagame, Perezida wa Repubulika y'u Rwanda, nejejwe no kwifatanya namwe muri uyu muhango wo kwita abana b'ingagi ku nshuro ya 18. To our friends who have come from far to celebrate this day with us, allow me to first address the resident of Musanze in Kinyarwanda. Ndagira ngo rero mbashimire baturage ba Musanze na mu ntara y'Amajyaruguru muri rusange ko mwitabira umuhango muri benshi kandi ko mukomeje kwita ku byo namwe mwakomeze kwita conservation. By'umwihariko guverinoma y'u Rwanda irashimira abaturage baturiye pariki zacu kuko ari abafatanyabikorwa beza kandi b'ingenzi mu kubungabunga ibidukikije. Ndagira ngo kandi n'abamaze kudufasha mu gikorwa cyo kwita izina abana b'ingagi 20 mbashimire mu izina ryanyu baturage ba Musanze kuko baje kwifatanya n'aka karere ndetse n'iyi ntara. Abo bose mwabonye ni inshuti z'u Rwanda kandi dushimira umukuru w'igihugu cyacu wakomeje kugenda adushakira ubwo bucuti mu mahanga no muri aka karere. Uyu munsi wo kwita abana b'ingagi ni ingirakamaro cyane ku gihugu cyacu. Twese turabizi kandi twase tubivuga. Kwita izina ni kimwe mu bikorwa bigira uruhare rukomeye mu kumenyekanisha no guteza imbere ubukerarugendo mu gihugu cyacu cy'u Rwanda. Murabizi ko ingagi ari zimwe mu nyamaswa zirimo gucika ku isi. Guverinoma y'u Rwanda ikaba yaragennye uyu munsi wo kwita izina abana b'ingagi nka bumwe mu buryo bwo kurushaho guha agaciro izo nyamaswa zidufitiye akamaro mu bukerarugendo kandi turushaho no kuzirinda. Ni umwanya mwiza kandi wo kongera gushimangira intego twihaye yo kubungabunga ibidukikije n'urusobe rw'ibinyabuzima no kumenyekanisha umuco w'Abanyarwanda. Ntabwo kwita izina birangira mu kwita izina gusa, ahubwo nk'uko mwabyumvishe abashyitsi bacu babonaho no kwiga umuco w'Abanyarwanda ndetse mubishe ko benshi bagerageza no kuvuga Ikinyarwanda mu masaha make bamaze bageze mu gihugu cyacu. Mu kwizihiza ibirori by'uyu munsi turashimangira iterambere ry'ubukerarugendo bwo muri pariki bumaze kugera ku ntera ishimishije kandi tukishimira ko abaturage baturiye pariki zacu bagenerwa 10% by'umusaruro wa za pariki. Ibyo byavuzwe muzi w'intara y'Amajyaruguru bisubiyemo anasobanura ibikorwa by'amajyambere byagejejwe muri aka karere bishingiye ku kuba nk'abaturage twarafashe neza ubukerarugendo n'abakerarugendo badusura. Nkabarongira ngo mu izina rya guverinoma mbasabe gukomereza aho dukomeze kumva akamaro k'ubukerarugendo, kwakira abashyitsi bacu neza, kubereka umuco mwiza no kubahiriza umutekano kugira ngo bakomeze badusure, hanyuma ibyiza bituruka kuri ubwo bukerarugendo nabyo bikomeze bitugereho muri aka karere ka Musanze ndetse n'ahandi hose hari za parike mu Rwanda. Guverinoma y'u Rwanda rero irakomeza gushishikariza Abanyarwanda bose cyane cyane abaturiye izo parike gukomeza kumva ko ari umutungo w'igihugu muri rusange ariko n'uwanyu cyane cyane mwe muhaturiye. Nkaba nishimiye kubamenyesha ko hari umushinga wo kwagura parike, numvishe namwe mu buzima mwahoze muvuga no mu ndirimbo mwavuze ndetse no mu mikino yatweretse. Ntabwo ari umushinga uzaba utunguranye, ahubwo ni umushinga mwese muzagiramo uruhare dukurikije akamaro twavuze k'ubukerarugendo. Nkaba rero mboneho no gushishikariza abashoramari b'u Rwanda, ngira ngo umuyobozi wa RDB amaze kwisobanura abakomeje gushora imari mu bukerarugendo. Abagaragaye uyu mwaka bubatse amahoteli n'ibindi bijyana n'ubukerarugendo, nkangira ngo mbabwire ko guverinoma y'u Rwanda ikomeje gushishikariza n'abandi baza muri icyo gikorwa gukomeza kukitabira. Uyu munsi rero nk'uko mwavuze, nk'uko bwakomeje kubibona, turi kumwe n'abashyitsi baje kwifatanya natwe. Nkaba nagira ngo mbanze mbasabe mubashimire kuba bakomeje kwifatanya natwe umunsi wose. Bamwe bamaze bajira ijoro, abandi bamaze iminsi mike ariko mwabonye ko bitabiriye ubutumire bwacu. Dear friends, I'm delighted to join you today for the 18th Kwita Izina ceremony, representing His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda. I'd like to welcome you all to this 18th edition of Kwita, Izina. Today, we are pleased that we are able to meet again in person for the celebration of Kwita, Izina after 2 virtual editions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The act of naming baby gorillas is a demonstration of Rwanda's commitment to conservation and the role this plays in our country's socio-economic transformation. The 20 baby gorillas and 1 newly formed gorilla family we have named today, and the hundreds we have named before them over the last 18 years are the result of decades of conservation efforts. Indeed, this is a great milestone to celebrate, and we are happy to have you here with us to mark this occasion. Our distinguished guests, Rwanda protects its natural heritage by investing in people. That is why our tourism revenue sharing scheme is such an important part of our conservation strategy. By investing in the community that surrounds our national parks, we are building a strong constituency for conservation that will span generations. Given the threats we face from biodiversity loss, climate change, and pollution, we are called on to expand our network of national parks and create new protected areas that restore our rural and urban wetlands and parks in general. In this regard, the Volcano National Park will be expanded to accommodate the growing number of gorillas and improve their resilience to threats, including climate change. The park's expansion will also benefit communities through new economic opportunities